Hi everyone, it's Miss Amy from Camden Public Library, and it is my last day of 2021, and it is Thursday, and it's been a couple weeks because of vacations and other stuff since I have done some book talks. So today's book talks are going to be a combination of all sorts of books, and they are all books that I have read this year, and these are my favorites. So there are several YA, a couple middle grade fiction, and two adult book which are great YA crossovers. They have young independent characters. So let's get started. I'm so excited, and I like them all for different reasons. So the first one, The Field Guide to the North American Teenager by Ben Felipe. This is definitely the book that had me laughing the most. I was laughing out loud. I could empathize with the character so much. Norris has a mouth with no filter. He's a Canadian black kid who just moved from Hockey Central in Montreal to Austin, Texas, where it is hotter than all get out. And he's journaling his thoughts per his guidance counselor's advice, and is making his way through high school, a new job, new country, new friends, a new girl, and lots of typical high school drama. So funny. If you haven't read this yet, it is worth the read. So that was YA. This one was a hot topic book. This is Firekeepers Daughter by Angeline Boulay, and this is a story rooted in Native people's culture. A beautiful and hard focus on the reality of the world and the horrors of what drugs are often doing to not just our Native peoples, but others. So really talks about the drug wars and the drug world and what it does. Donis witnesses the murder, suicide of two friends and their connection to methamphetamines, and she's asked to pick up the undercover investigation. And as she discovers new truths and lies and doesn't know who she can trust, and it is an Indigenous people's story with connections to the past through the culture that is shared through elder support and respect. It was so sad and truly an eye-opening book. So loved that. Let's see. Last YA, actually not last YA, I had one more. So this one was Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. So I came across this book, listened to it on audio, discovered that it was actually a new trilogy that was coming out involving characters from the Raven Cycle stories, of which there are 4 books. And so because I loved this one and the magic and the connection to dreams and everything, I went back and read all 4 of the other books in the Raven Cycle. And now there is another book in this series which continues Ronan's story. So the Raven Boys and all of their dream magic, and super high fantasy, but very much on the realistic and more modern side as well. So loved these. So this is, don't start with this one, start with the Raven Boys, which is the first in the Raven Cycle, and then go to those. So the last one, This book, Friends for Life. This is a middle grade suicide book. I read a lot of books about suicide and dealing with suicide this year. Quite a number for a couple of different reasons. And this one was my favorite of all. It is told from the point of view of a ghost who for over a year has not been seen. And when a young boy sitting on a bench sees her, they begin a special friendship. And then another person comes into the mix who can also see her. And then there's a lot of questions about how she died and why she's still here, because she doesn't know. And yeah, this is well worth the read. It is sad, heartbreaking, but hopeful at the same time. And I loved this story. Yeah. Heavy topic, but a great book. Check it out. Okay, and then middle grade fiction. So I just finished reading Yusef Azim Is Not a Hero, and this book is about this past year. So the 20th anniversary, post 9/11, and Yusef is a Muslim. And it is about him sharing his life and how his community is disrupted yet again because of 9/11 and what happened. And it's about community coming together. It's about standing up for oneself. It's about staying quiet sometimes is the better thing to do. And that's in itself speaks volumes, but it is a great story for middle grade kids dealing with that, because kids truly need to see themselves in books, no matter what their situation. So, absolute must read. Loved it. And then DiCamillo's and Sophie Beckel's The Beatryce Prophecy. Absolutely beautiful book. Sophie's illustrations and artwork are a gift to this wonderful story of being true to oneself, about the gift of truth, about Beatryce and being strong and independent, and finding people who you love and who love you. Yeah, this is a great read. Another winner by DiCamillo. And then I have two adult books that I read. I read actually quite a number of adult books, which I rarely read adult books. But this year I did. And they were all historical fiction, every single one of them except for the last one. But they were all books that are definitely YA crossover. Like, I have so many kids, even middle grade, older middle grade would have no problem reading these stories. So the first one is The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek by Michelle Richardson. It is an incredible story of the Blue people of the Kentucky mountains. It is about the pack horse librarians. It's about discrimination and respect and unexpected love. It is the struggle of the Depression, and was Very, very powerful. The characters are wonderful. It is a beautiful, heartfelt story. If you like historical fiction, whether you are an adult or whether you're a teen or even an older middle grade reader, you would be able to read this fabulous book. It's a fictional account, but of the real people from that era. So really incredible. This Tender Land, is the second adult book, another historical fiction by William Kent Krueger. It is about two white boys with no family put into a residential Indian school where children were beaten for nothing, disappeared, and were neglected. These four vagabond kids, Odie, Albert, Moses, and Emmy, become family and are on the adventure of a lifetime in the summer during the Great Depression. It's a raw struggle to survive and find what each heart most desired. Absolutely loved this story, and I listened to it, and the narrator was fabulous. And I cannot tell you who it is. I cannot think of that. But check out these incredible stories. I'm going to hold them up again because they are all worth a read. And some are YA, some are middle grade, and some are adult, but all appropriate. Hugs to you all. Happy reading and happy New Year. Miss Amy.